How to help someone with an eating disorder like anorexia. My name is Helena and I'm a youth ambassador for CAMHS. Our work is based around using our lived experience to help and improve and shape the service. Having spoken to a lot of other people's lived experiences, we wanted to share some things that are helpful to think about when you're supporting someone with an eating disorder, whether it's a friend, your partner, or your child. The first thing I'd say is to separate the person from the eating disorder. At times, this can feel really difficult. Eating disorders can be sneaky and manipulative. You can end up frustrated with the eating disorder and upset that you can't fix it. But at the same time, you can love your friend or child or partner and have compassion and patience for them. You can support someone while wanting to get rid of their eating disorder because they're not the same thing. Also, I always say to people that you don't have to be scared of someone's eating disorder. It's okay if the eating disorder or the person with the eating disorder shouts at you. It's okay if they cry or if they get angry with you because it's a symptom of their illness. You can have confidence that you're stronger than that eating disorder, and knowing that is so important. Part of challenging that fear can involve learning about eating disorders, because when you have more knowledge, you can support people in a different way. You should understand that recovery from an eating disorder isn't always a straight line, and that sometimes people seem to go backwards before making progress. And of course, it's really important that anyone who knows someone with an eating disorder is aware that it's not a choice, it's an illness. The other thing that can become clearer when we know that eating disorders are illnesses is that we can't fix our loved ones, no matter how much we may want to. We can't make it all go away or just make it better, because the person who's struggling can't just decide for it all to suddenly be gone, no matter how much they love you or want to please you. For some people that can be healing because you realise it isn't up to you to make it better, but it can be scary and frustrating too. There's no way for us to do a good enough job and heal the person we love. All we can do is travel alongside them and support them in their recovery by nudging them in the right direction. And it's okay if that doesn't always help. You can come back and nudge them again. Another really important thing you can do to support someone to recover from an eating disorder is to help them get a sense of perspective and zoom out. We often talk about perspective in recovery in a few different ways. Sometimes it can involve reflecting on the progress people have made, especially if you're facing a challenge or a setback. To be able to recognise how much better things are and how far they've come can be really important. With eating disorders, you don't always see big changes, and it's only when you look back that you can see the impact of all the little steps forward you've taken together. And it can also be about not just focusing on every single mealtime, and instead showing your loved one the bigger picture. The eating disorder doesn't get to be the entire focus of both of your lives. Another big way you can support a loved one is to encourage them to remain engaged in everyday stuff, because that's a motivating factor for recovery. That can involve reminding them that they deserve to eat, making sure you make space for them to follow their meal plan, and eating alongside them, all the eating disorder stuff. But it's about inviting them round for movie nights, going to look around charity shops at the weekend, talking to them about your unrelated stuff like your relationship problems, just doing the things that make life life. By keeping things consistent and doing things that are fun, you're showing your loved one that recovery means that you can go back to having a nice, balanced life with the things you care about. And finally, it's important to acknowledge that supporting someone with an eating disorder can be challenging. To watch someone you care about struggling can also bring up feelings for you, and so you have to think about how you look after yourself. For a lot of people, that involves having your own places to talk about what's going on and how you feel. It's the whole analogy from an aeroplane of putting your own oxygen mask on before you help others. If you look after yourself, you're going to be stronger, and you're going to be more mindful of and more able to manage your own emotions, which in turn will massively help you support your loved one. So actually, self-care doesn't just help you. You being a kind of role model and showing that you're practicing self-love and taking care of your health can be so valuable for the person you're supporting as well. It's a supportive thing to sit and eat your own lunch at lunchtime. It's supportive to take time to manage your own emotions and seek support when you need it. Not only does it help your loved one feel more stable, it also allows them to see that they're going through something really difficult. And because you're trying to help them through it, you're probably struggling with it a bit as well. But you're alright, and if you can be alright, then they can be alright too.